Hello everyone and welcome to Easy Electrical. Today is the second day of our control systems class, that is our miscellaneous part, and today is 13th of October 2021. We will be dealing with today's class on the control system, and we all know, some of you will be knowing that we are basically running a SSC online course. In that online course, we are basically providing you with the concept based classes for technical, non-technical, test series, practice set. Recording of the live classes are also provided to you at for a lifetime. And one more thing I need to add here is that these recordings are free of cost and you can keep it to yourself for lifetime. Now one more important point is that here you can see not included in this lesson, that is we are basically dealing with some of our practical courses, practical labs. Okay, so we are in we have some of the practical labs for electrical machines, power systems and electrical measurement part as well, and we will be incorporating that practical lab portion to this course as well, so that some of the concepts that are not clearly understood by your theoretical paper, we can understand it by the practical means. Now coming to today's topic. Today is our second class on the control systems, and in the control systems the first question that we have selected is, for a second order system the damping ratio value is 0 indicates. If we consider a second order system, the zeta value 0 indicates basically undamped system. Okay, if the zeta value is 0, we call it as an undamped system. Now for underdamped system the zeta value varies from 0 to 1. For overdamped system, the zeta value is greater than 1. And for critically damped system, the zeta value is equal to 1. Now coming to today's next question. For a second order system, which of the following is an impractical system? Generally, uh, in real world, we basically use an underdamped system. For an undamped system, we cannot obtain any finite result. That means if I plot a graph of undamped system, so this is basically representation of an undamped system. There is no such damping is provided. Okay, for an underdamped system, what happens is the oscillations reach their value after a certain delay. For a overdamped system, it basically takes what I can say here is a uh, much more, or you can say it. But here, if I draw something like this, okay. So, uh, so sorry, not this one exactly. 1 minute. Basically, take the condition for critically damped only. Okay, for critically damped condition, it is the perfect situation. Okay, directly there is a damping that is done. If we consider over damped system, over means above this. Okay, above, and under means this side. Over means this side and under means this side. Okay, so something like that curve is there, so you can understand very well. So uh, this much for this part. Okay, I will discuss this damping portion in the electrical measurement part, where you will get a lot of idea. Now, what indicates the speed of response of the system? Basically, out of all these things, speed of response is basically done from rise time of the system. Okay, from delay time, settling time, peak time, we cannot get the speed of the response, but how fast a system can respond to any input is taken from this rise time portion. Now coming to the next question. The number of poles at the origin indicates the type of the system. For basically, you see, the type of a system is a very critical point in case of any system. So there are basically, we find that type number to be 0, 1, 2, 3, like that we are obtaining. Now this thing indicates basically how many number of open loop poles that are there at the origin for a system indicates the type of the system. So it is basically the open loop poles. Okay, only the open loop poles. Now coming to next question. The order of the system is defined as the order of the system is defined as the number of the poles that are there. The number of poles that are there. Not only the open loop poles, the number of poles that are there at the numerator. At the numerator, we are basically finding the poles. How many number of poles are there? That basically indicates the order of the system. Now coming to next question. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Order of the system describes transient characteristics. Type of the system describes transient characteristics. Type of the system describes steady state characteristics. You see here, the statement is given is incorrect. Order of a system describes transient characteristic. Is it true? Yes, it is true statement. The type of the system describes transient characteristics. Is it true? No, this is not a true statement. Here, the statement that is given, the type of the system basically gives your steady state characteristics. Okay, so from these three understandings, we can see that this is the correct option because it is saying that incorrect statement. It is saying the incorrect statement. Be very mindful of this. Such typical questions are generally getting asked in SSC. For a type 2 system, the acceleration error is there is a chart. What I can correctly tell to you is that for a type 2 system, if I say like this, suppose type is 0, type is 1, type is 2, and type is 3, like that. And suppose we are having the classifications like this. Okay, these are the type numbers. Here you can see, if I say we have given a step input, for a parabolic input, for a ramp input. Here this is basically your three classifications. For suppose this is your step input, this is your ramp input, and this is your parabolic input. What we have observed is that for the type 1 system, the step response stays, that is 1 by 1 plus kp. Okay, uh, or a, you can say a is the magnitude or gain of the system. So other than that, all values are infinite. And for ramp, only type 1 system is having a valid response, that is 1 by kv, we can say. Here for the parabolic system, we can see for the type 2 system, we are getting a 1 by ka, that is acceleration error constant. These are all positional error constant, this is velocity error constant, and this is acceleration error constant. So other than this side, the values are all 0, and on that side the values are infinity. This table you have to keep in mind, because from this table many questions are getting asked, and one of the questions I'm expecting that will be asked via this table only. So from here you can see that the type of the system, for a type 2 system, the acceleration error is, suppose this is the type 2 system, what is the acceleration error? Here you can see the acceleration error is here, whatever it is mentioned, acceleration error. Yes, acceleration error is basically ka, right? For type 2 system, the acceleration error is present, that is it is a finite value. Okay, that is it is a finite value. Kp basically is called as the positional error constant. Positional error constant. A is basically your gain. Kv is your velocity error constant. Velocity error constant. And ka is basically your acceleration error constant. Okay, now coming to next question. The transportation delay causes changes in, basically transportation delay never causes change in overshoot or steady state error. Is basically changes the rise time. That is the reason why if we add a transportation delay, the stability reduces, the rise time gets increases, the delay time gets increased, the peak time gets increased, the settling time gets increased. Because of that, the stability of the system gets increased. Now coming to the next question. What is a dominant pole? The dominant pole is the pole which is the farthest from the origin, which is the closest to the origin, the pole which is 5 times more from the nearest pole from the origin. So out of this, dominant pole is the pole which is nearest to the origin, that is the closest to the origin. Okay, now coming to the next question, that is uh, choose return difference factor. So basically return difference factor is also called as the desensitivity factor. Sensitivity factor. Okay, now desensitivity factor is basically 1 by sensitivity factor. factor. Okay, now this sensitivity is basically what it is. Sensitivity is basically output by input. Okay, output by input. Now if you find the sensitivity factor is nothing but your 1 by 1 plus gh. This is basically your sensitivity factor. Now from desensitivity factor or return difference factor, you can get 1 by 1 plus gh is the factor. 1 plus gh is the ultimate result. So this is the ultimate result. Okay, so from this thing you can correctly get anywhere. So this type of questions I have taken. This is our second class. In the coming classes I will take some other questions as well. There will be 4 sets of questions on control systems. There will be 4 sets of questions on detail electronics and 4 sets of questions on the your power electronics part as well. I'll take care, and some other necessary questions will be taken up in the coming classes. And in the first in the foremost, the damping section that I have just not described too much, I will discuss in the measurement portion, because in the measurement portion I can discuss more details about it. Okay, thank you everyone for staying up to this point. If you have any questions, do write us at 833 and if you have any doubts regarding this class, you can always mail us at, this is our mail id is also given here. This is our mail id. Okay, electricaleasy@gmail.com. So thank you everyone for listening up to this point. Thank you.